Hello, this is present day me, and I just wanted to start off the podcast by saying that the remainder of this podcast was recorded last night when I was considerably baked. Okay, I was pretty baked. So I tend to go off on tangents and kind of ramble a little bit, maybe go around in circles, but I don't think it kind of distracts too much from the points I was trying to make. And yeah, and I was kind of having technical difficulties too as well, which kind of made the volume a little low and kind of like it kind of interrupted me like two or three times. So, yeah, let's get to it then, I guess. Hello. This is this is me, Rudy, and this is my podcast. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna call it, so you guys can just comment what I should. Maybe give me ideas. Figure I might brainstorm a couple while I'm talking. You know. But yeah. So this is my podcast. This is my fourth time trying to record an intro that I thought was decent enough for this thing. So you can't say I'm not trying. But yeah. My name's Rudy. I'm pretty young, especially in the podcasting world. I don't know. If you were to go up to freshman me, like 13, 14-year-old me, and be like, hey, you're going to have a podcast in 2 to 3 years. I would have, I would literally tell you to fuck off. Honestly, just fuck off, get away from me. Because I always figured that podcasts were like for old people, you know? Like, I just always figured it as being an old person thing. Like, I always attributed it to them. Because, I don't know, I don't know. But I've been listening to a few podcasts and like, they're pretty dope, you know? It's like, it's like having a conversation with someone or talking to someone, but you don't have to do anything. They're just doing all the talking, they're doing everything. So, I don't know. It's very comforting, especially if, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty baked, if you can't tell. But, yeah. As far as why I'm doing the podcast, it's because I just like them. I just like them. Yeah, I just like them. Okay. So, why do they call it shampoo? And why do they call it conditioner? Okay? I was just in the shower and I was thinking about this. Because they could get the same exact message across. Like, no. They can be way more honest and like literal about the product if they just called shampoo hair soap, okay? People would be way people wouldn't even be fazed by it, okay? If you just told the entire incoming generation of people that are going to be like functioning members of society, like all the little infants and children right now, and you got all of their parents and everyone in their lives to just call it hair soap, there would be no difference in how society functioned whatsoever, okay? Like shampoo, what the fuck, okay? Just why shampoo? Like, I don't know, it's bothering to me why they would call it shampoo and not just hair soap. And with conditioner, like, conditioner doesn't even really do anything. You don't even really need it except to make your hair soft. So it will make way more sense if they just called it hair softener, you know? And dry conditioner could be like hair softening gel or hair lotion. Hair lotion? Yeah, hair lotion. But yeah, why don't they just call it hair soap? You know? Let me know your thoughts on that. Okay? Tell me what you think about hair soap, or if it should just be, or if it just continue to be called shampoo. Okay? Um yeah, so hmm, out of all the podcasts I've listened to, this is this is the only one that's being done alone. So, figured I'm figured I'm doing something right if I'm doing something different, you know. But so yeah, um, I don't know. I figured I'd be kind of good at podcasts, um, or at podcasting because like my best conversations I have by myself, you know, like not even just reenacting a conversation in my head, like legitimately having conversations with myself, like no schizophrenic shit or no crackhead kind of shit. I said shit weird twice in a row. Did you catch that? I said, what the fuck, dude? Okay, but anyways, um, like no crackhead kind of shit, but I legitimately will have like a conversation in my head with myself, and I'll go on for like up to hours and hours just thinking about something, you know? So I figured that's basically just what a podcast is. Just people saying their thoughts, you know? So, I don't know. I figured if I can kind of, make that a skill in a sense, not a skill, like a job or a hobby. There you go. A hobby. Yeah. Um, I figured that would make sense. So, one thing I was thinking of the other day. Well, not not just the other day. Kind of been thinking about this a lot, especially lately, that everyone, like legitimately everyone, is the same except for a few, like, except for a few exceptions. Everyone is the same. And I don't mean a few exceptions as in like a few people are different. I mean everybody is the same except except for certain things. Like, think of it as an alternate universe, you know? People always say that, oh, in another universe there's a you but Korean, you know? Or a you but you're Jewish, or a you but you're a Korean Jewish boy, right? But I figure that there's that alternate you that is Korean is really just a Korean, you know? that I'm having difficulty putting this I'm having difficulty putting this into words, and I feel like it may be because of the marijuana, but I'm not sure. So okay, okay. So I feel like that the you that is that the alternate you, the you from an alternate universe, probably isn't from an alternate universe. You know, I don't feel like life is that interesting for alternate universes to exist. I mean, they probably do, but I don't know. Just realistically though, probably not, or at least in any way that we can comprehend. I feel like if there was an alternate universe, we might not even know about it. Or we might not even, if there was an alternate universe, we might not even have any way of knowing for sure that there was one. Simply because we as a species are not advanced enough to kind of comprehend the kind of science that goes into those kinds of things. You know? Maybe a few people will, like the Neil deGrasse Tysons or Stephen Hawking's of humanity. But I don't know. Just as a species, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It's just weird to think about. Fuck, it's been 10 minutes. Well, 11 minutes. Exactly 11 minutes right now. Okay, maybe not exactly, but it's been 11 minutes. So, if you've made it this far, then you're a real one. But, hey, what's 11 right now? That's crazy, dude. Okay. If you're listening to this, rewind it back to 11:11 and make a wish, okay? I'm giving you a free wish right now. I'm giving you a free wish, so do not waste it. And it's a guarantee that it'll come true. Well, kind of. I don't know. It'll probably come true though, trust me. But anyways, all right, I was just having a little difficulty with the program I was using there, but it's all fixed right now. I'm pretty sure. I hope. Let me knock on wood. All right, I hope that fixed it. But yeah, I'm giving you a free wish. Don't waste it. If you do, you're a faggot, and I can say that because fuck you. That's why. But yeah, so I feel like there isn't an alternate universe, but there are alternate yous. Okay? Like okay, say like when you're in class, you know, and you see the person sitting next to you. That person is just you. Just you, but born and raised into a different environment, or a slightly varying environment. You know, they're you, just different. And I feel like with the whole human condition, with air quotes, I don't think, yeah, you can't see that I was doing air quotes because I'm talking to a microphone and not a camera. But with the whole there being a quote unquote human condition, I feel, you know, human condition being there being aspects of every person that you can't change, you know, just qualities of life that every single person has to deal with. I feel like that kind of aids into what I'm saying if you understand what I'm saying. You probably don't. Just because I don't make sense a lot. I don't make a lot of sense. I make dollars. No, I'm pretty broke. But anyways, the fact of the matter is that everyone is you. Treat everyone like you're treating yourself. No. Because people treat themselves very shitty. And I don't want everybody to go around treating everybody else very shitty. Because we all know that doesn't work. So, treat yourself the way you treat others. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing really separating you both, you know? I don't mean treat yourself as a stranger. I mean, treat yourself with respect and kindness and compassion. Because people will literally go their entire lives having no respect for themselves, but yet respecting or giving respect to everyone else. You follow me? So, yeah. I don't know why, but this is just so awkward. Well, it's not awkward. I'm not calling this whole situation awkward, which I feel like even bringing the word awkward into it does. You know? Bringing the word awkward into any situation is like just making it awkward, you know? Okay, I'm pretty bad at this, but hopefully if there is a next episode, I'm better. And hopefully it'll get better as it goes on. I don't know. Hopefully it will. It probably won't because I'm not good at anything. I'm lying. I'm good at shit. Okay? Trust me. Like, I'm so good at shit. I'm so good at doing stuff that they're gonna have to change the phrase doing stuff to no. I was gonna say they were gonna have to change the phrase doing stuff to doing Rudy, but I'm like, that's not how that phrase should go, okay? just walking out of your room and your mom being like, what were you doing? It's like, oh, I was doing Rudy. It's like, nah, you say I was doing stuff, you know? Because you don't want to say that you were doing anything illegal or sinful, you dirty masturbators, okay? I know what you're doing. That's just gross. Completely. Okay. I'm gonna talk about this, alright? I'm gonna talk about masturbation on my podcast. Because I feel like it needs to be talked about, okay? Everybody avoids it because it's weird. And I understand if you click off right now because okay, click off right now if you're a little pussy bitch, okay? All pussy bitches, click off right now. This is not a pussy bitch podcast, okay? This is a this is a non-pussy bitch zone, okay? This is a no pussy bitch zone. No pussy bitch within 500 feet of anyone listening to this podcast, okay? So anyone listening to this podcast, if you see a pussy bitch within 500 feet of you, you have 100% legal authority to run up to them and Superman punch them in the dick, okay? Trust me, you can get away with it. I've done it before, okay? But anyways, yeah. I feel like masturbation is just an endless loop to only being able to masturbate as your means of sexual relief. Because look at it this way. Your entire life and the way you live your life is based on, sorry, I was turning off my wax pen, but your entire life, and especially your lifestyle, is based on the chemical rewards your brain gives you and gives off, right? So so after having sex or having an orgasm, right? After you have an orgasm, your brain releases oxytocin and dopamine, which are the chemical rewards. It's what makes you feel good, right? It's what gives you that, post nut kind of like, dude, life is great, kind of post nut high. That's a phrase now, okay? You have to use that. If you're going to listen to this podcast, you need to use post nut high at least once in your life. All right? Anyways, so fuck, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Train of thought, not my train of thoughts, okay? My train of thoughts, I always know where that is. I always know where those are, okay? I have to. How else is a real OG pimp like me supposed to keep his paper, okay? You gotta know where your train of thoughts are. That could work. That could be a Hallmark card. All right? That could be a Hallmark card on not losing your train of thought. Dude, should I write Hallmark cards? Dude, I'm gonna write Hallmark cards. Yeah, I'm gonna write Hallmark cards. That'll be dope. Yeah. Fucking Holocaust Remembrance Day. That's my favorite day. No, it's not. Anyways, so your brain just gives you those chemical rewards, and not only that, but it also gives rewards to the chain of events leading to that. Okay? So, well, it rewards the entire process leading up to that moment. So, if the only way you get that exact cocktail of chemicals released in your brain is from masturbating, okay, then your body and your brain is always going to want you to repeat that action. All right? But if you were to say you got that chemical cocktail in your brain, say you got all those chemicals from actually going out, socializing, okay, and being able to achieve sexual relief with another person. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, pretty high. Okay, back to what I was saying. If you were to get that chemical compound from going out, socializing, actually having sex with another person, don't you feel like... No, I shouldn't say don't you feel like, because then that would sound like I'm scolding you, which I really don't want. Okay? But don't you feel like if you were to do that and resist masturbation, to where actually having sex was the only way you got that, then wouldn't you be all right? Now, I know that not a lot of people have the ability to have consensual sex with another person. And okay, I feel like by saying consensual sex, it kind of makes it feel like I'm leading you on to rape somebody. Well, it probably doesn't, but I feel like it did, so I'm just gonna have to say don't rape people. I feel like it's weird that I feel like I have to say that. But don't rape people, okay? Please. Thank you. All right. So all I'm saying is by masturbating, you're just I feel like it's a hole into no, it's not. Actually, it's not, because it's a lack of discipline that causes people to get addicted to anything, right? So, okay, yeah. No. Because, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna say what I was thinking and why I kept changing my mind. So, my original thought was that masturbation is just a one-way ticket to, only masturbating. And it's just a one-way ticket to being obsessed with masturbation. But then I started thinking that, but then I started remembering about a conversation I had with my friend about how um, nobody nobody gets addicted to weed without having a lack of discipline, and how anything can get away from somebody if you have a lack of discipline, and or if you're just living the wrong kind of lifestyle. Okay. Excuse me. So I was like, okay, wouldn't that apply to something like masturbation as well? Because, it still gives you a kind of high in a way, you know. But then I started thinking about how no, because say you're gonna go in, talk to a person or hit up a person in the DMs, right? You got, I mean, to each their own methods of madness. So say you're gonna go and talk to somebody and have a conversation and hit them up because they're attractive and because you would like to do the dirty, right? So because you wanna fuck, basically. So but then you just figure, no, I won't do it because I'll just masturbate instead. Okay? Then wouldn't that be just them? So would that be your brain wanting to so would that just be your brain figuring trying to save you from a potentially awkward situation, being like, no, I could just get the same relief from saying, no, I can just get the same relief from myself? Or would it be the addiction to masturbation setting in, like the addiction to masturbation setting in, like, no, I want to like your subconscious being like, no, I want you to masturbate so badly that I'm not going to let you get it with this person, which would also be feeding off of the lack of discipline I mentioned earlier. Okay? So what really is it causes an addiction to masturbation then? Because with drugs it's way more simple, because drugs are different than a natural sensation, than a sensation you can just get without it, right? Yeah, except for things like OxyContin or antidepressants, because those give you a chemical balance, like a literal chemical balance, because that's what they are. Because OxyContin is made out of chemicals, is the same chemical that is released in the brain when you're happy, or at certain moments of euphoria and extreme happiness. And antidepressants also fix a chemical imbalance in the brain that people with depression have. So that is different than doing something like weed or heroin or LSD, even though I'm pretty sure LSD has some kind of chemicals that are usually in the brain, right? At least in very small amounts. So with drugs, it's completely more simple. It basically just boils down to discipline. Not being able to tell yourself no enough. Always giving into the kind of being very impulsive and just really giving into I want this and I want that. Not being very restrictive to yourself. Sorry if I got a little away from the mic there. I was really in the zone because I am pretty baked. But anyways, with masturbation, it's something completely different, because if I wanted to right now, I could just reach into my pants and start masturbating. Right? Well, I suppose I could just reach in front of me right now and take a hit at my wax pen. But is that really the same thing? No. So I feel like they shouldn't be treated as the same thing, right? Because when it really boils down to it, they're not. There are people that you'll hop into a car with all of your friends and drive into the middle of nowhere to smoke a bunch of weed, but you won't hop into a car with all of your friends and drive out to the middle of nowhere to start masturbating, will you? Well, I hope you don't. But if you do, then whatever floats your scrot. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, I guess. But so I guess what I'm saying is, what am I saying, actually? Hold on. Yeah, okay, it's working. I keep having technical difficulties. I gotta get more used to the setup. I should get a desk. I really should. But my room is very cramped. Yeah. Ooh, I can record in the closet. I'll probably record in the closet next time. It's because my closet is way too big for the size of my room. Like my room looks pretty big because I think it's the color or something, but I don't really have any space. Or maybe my bed's just big, I don't know. But yeah, I'm literally just on my bed. I got my laptop in front of me, and I have my mic like right in my lap. No joke. But anyways, so I was talking about how masturbation and drugs shouldn't be considered the same, right? I honestly feel, okay, no, I don't feel like that. I was gonna say I feel like masturbation is a more slippery slope than drugs, but I was like, no, because, well, masturbation can wreck marriages and ruin lives. Like, there's no doubt in my mind of that. But you can't lose your house over masturbation, right? You can if you have a drug addiction, because you'll be so spent on spending your money for drugs. You catch the pun? You'll be so into saving your money to spend it on drugs that you won't spend it on like bills and shit. So yeah, you're bound to lose your house. But I don't think you can do the same thing for masturbation, right? No, I don't think so. Okay, I should stop talking about masturbation. Should I? No. Yeah. Maybe? I don't know. Like and subscribe if you agree. Am I right, ladies? I'm gonna. No, that wasn't cool. I thought that was gonna sound funny. It just sounded like something. It sounded like something it sounded like something a high person would say. Like in a bad movie, you know? You know what I'm talking about? The kind of movies I'm talking about? Like the shitty kinds of movies you'll see at a gas station on a rack that are like way past B-list. They're not even B-list celebrities, you know? They're not even local celebrities or even the film kids for that matter. You know, they're just like people, just random people off the street. They were the directors and writers were literally just some random group of friends that knew nothing about movies, right? And they walked up to some random people in the street and they were like, "Hey, dude, you want to be in a movie?" And the people were like, "Fuck yeah, dog, I want to be in a movie." So they literally just hopped in the car and just rolled over to their garage and were like, "Hey, dude, let's shoot a movie." So they went up to their dad and were like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna shoot a movie. Can I borrow your camera?" The dad was like, "Yeah, sure." So he gives them their camera and they shoot a movie, right? And it comes out all shitty, you know. The editing is like subpar at best, right? Which is bad for movies. It's terrible for movies. Okay, if you're not a good editor, don't go into the movie business. You're just screwing everyone up. It's not a win-win situation at all. But anyways, aside from bullying editors, they're just shitty movies, you know. But there's always, I feel like shitty movies have make the best content for a good story, you know? Like just it's always the best thing just bonding with your friends over like watching or even having watched the same shitty movie, you know? Shitty movies are some of the best, I feel like, because there's just a kind of comedy there that most that literally 99% of all comedies or movies can't recreate. It's just a genuine kind of comedy, a genuine and unintentional kind of comedy that is that is not recreatable. You know? Maybe it's because I like to bully and make fun of things. Maybe I'm just a bully. You ever think of that? How maybe you're a bully? You know? I was thinking about that the other day. Like, dude, am I a bully? Like, I was just in the shower, and I was thinking about how I have like kind of a about how I've had in the past, like since I thought about this, which was actually a while ago. Now that I think about it, since I thought about this, I've kind of eased up on making fucked up jokes every once in a while. But ever think about how having such a fucked up humor or having a fucked up humor is affecting the lives of other people, you know? Because say you make a rape joke, right? Which I do a lot of, but I can't because, you know, it's like the N-word pass, right? But anyways, say you make a rape joke, but um, but somebody in the same room, like they could just be overhearing your conversation. They were a rape victim, and it really offends them and it fucks them up, because that happens if you're not yet ready to deal with that kind of stuff, or that kind of thing being brought up out of nowhere. Then it could really fuck you up, and it really does fuck you up. It fucks with you hard. So yeah, I mean, I can make rape jokes because it's like the N-word, like I said before. But it's just kind of weird to think that, you know, other people have lives. You know, they're not just background characters. Each of them have lives and dreams and goals and ambitions. You know, they woke up the same day as you did, and just had completely different thoughts and outlooks on the day. And a completely different thing is going on in their lives right now from yours. You know, I'm literally sitting in my room alone, smoking weed, talking to my fucking $50 Amazon microphone and my laptop. But who else is doing that? Right? You guys each have your own lives, goals, ambitions, you know, literal dreams. And I don't think I can handle like the grasp of that. That's just so cool. It's just so fucking beautiful to think that just people are actually people. They're like me, you know? They're like you. Yeah. Everyone is like you, just different. Yeah. They're like you but different. Okay, yeah. Dude, it's been 43 minutes? I've been talking non-stop. Holy shit. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Yeah. I like that. I like that. I did better than I thought I would. But anyways, yeah. Um what was I saying? Oh yeah. Everybody has their own lives, goals and ambitions, and they're just actual people, you know? They got feelings too. If if somebody like if somebody brought up something that was sensitive to you and was talking about it like it was nothing, right? Like say somebody you know died, and they start saying that, like, can't okay. I'm not saying that it has to that it does offend you, or that it offends everyone, which I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't. But you have to see how it can offend people, you know? Like I certainly do, which is why I try to shy away from those jokes. But whenever I do make those jokes, I try as hard as I can to make sure that they're not distasteful, so they still end up being kind of funny, you know? I feel like if you're gonna make a fucked up joke, it has to be in good taste. It can't be like, um, it can't just be edge for the sake of edge, because then it's not really edge, you know? It's just because edge for the sake of edge is just you being a prick. But edge in good taste is great. Like like a fucked up joke in bad taste is like, um, hey, why did the black guy get shot? Why? Cause he was black. You know, that's just a fucked up joke. You know, it could be funny in the sense if you have a really dumb sense of humor and you're also really edgy, which I know a lot of people I know a lot of people like that, but uh, like you still have to see how it would offend a lot of people, and you can't get mad when it does, and you can't complain when it does, because that kind of shit is very fucked up. Because there are a lot of people that, especially people that are black, that get shot by police. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little political right now, so I'll try to shy away from that. But you have to see how making a fucked up joke does offend people, and you can't get mad when it does. Obviously, I feel like I said that before, just right now. I said it twice in a row within 2 minutes of each other. Okay? Yeah, I did. I'm pretty high right now. But if you're gonna make a fucked up joke, please make sure it's in good taste, okay? Because otherwise you're just coming off as a prick. But okay, so I gave an example of a fucked up joke in bad taste. Now let me try to think of one in good taste, or one that's pretty funny. All right. I got one. It's not original. Um, uh, a good friend of mine told it to me. Um, why did the black guy go hungry? And then you ask why. So, why did the black guy go hungry? Why, Rudy? Because they hid his welfare check under his work boots. You get it? See, I'd say that's pretty funny. If that's pretty funny. That's a funny joke, okay? Well, it's definitely funnier than why did the black guy get shot? Why? 'Cause he was black. No, because I have a pretty stupid sense of humor, so that one's kind of funny. I feel like that whole discussion went nowhere, but you get what I mean, though. If you're gonna make a fucked up joke, don't get mad when it offends people, and don't be surprised. Certainly don't be surprised, because then you're just being stupid. Because I have nothing wrong with the pretty fucked up sense of humor, because I have a fucked up sense of humor, and a lot of people I know have a fucked up sense of humor. So, I don't have a problem with it. Just when people get offended, make sure that them being offended doesn't offend you. Okay? Because everybody has their right to be offended. So, yeah. Do I need a new intro? No, I don't. I don't need a new intro. I don't even remember my intro, but yeah. I don't have an intro. Technically everybody has an intro, right? Like even IRL, even in real life, everybody has an intro. Like everybody has a thing they always say first to other people, Everybody has an intro to a conversation. With me, every time I see a person, I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And then I'll give them a handshake. And the people that are boring and are like, "Hello," and there are people that are like 10 times more boring, except also deserve to die, that are like, "Hi." Okay? Who says hi and is not a sociopath? Well, who, yeah, who the fuck says hi and is not a sociopath? Or is emotionally stable, I should say. Who says hi and is emotionally stable? Nobody. Because it's just a weird word. Well, not, yeah, hi. No, hey. Nobody says hey in real life. Okay? Everybody just texts hey. Hey sounds weird in real life unless you're asking for help with something. Like, "Hey, can you come over here?" Nobody just says, "Hey." You don't walk up to your friend and be like, "Hey." Unless you're asking them to do something or proposing something. But at the same time, you're not going to be like, "Hey, will you marry me?" Nobody does that. Nobody should do that. Well, that seems like it could be pretty baller if executed by an attractive person. If you're not attractive, don't do the, "Hey, let's get married," because then you're just going to be creepy, and next thing you know, you're going to have a Me Too movement on your hands, and people aren't going to like that. That's not going to bode too well for you getting married. Okay? So moral of the story is don't don't talk to people, don't introduce yourself at all. Uh, be standoffish, stay closed off, and avoid people at all times because you can't make an intro without being called a sociopath by a lonely teenage stoner in his room talking to his computer. Okay? Nobody is safe from us. Okay? There are more than one. I'm not the only one. There are multiple of us, and we're hiding among you. Okay? We're gonna judge you when you aren't looking. Okay? Trust me, it happens. Like we're doing it right now. It's still weird to think, man, that as I'm doing this, other people are doing other things. Like does that not fuck with you? Like it fucks with me sober too. Like that's when I originally had this whole revelation kind of thing that there are really other people in the world doing other things. Maybe it was because when I grew up, because I grew up, and it was like for the first few years, the only people I knew for the first few years of my life, the only people I knew were the people in my family. Okay, you have to get that straight because I grew up where, and I was always either there or at my grandma's house. I was rarely ever anywhere else until I was like 4 or 5, because then I started going, well, either 4 or 5, maybe 6, because then I went to my, because then I started going to swim practice, and then I started meeting new people, obviously, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, for my first few years, um, like I didn't have any neighbors because I lived out in the middle of nowhere, and I was always either at my house or my grandma's house. Mainly my grandma's house because my dad didn't have a job and he didn't like taking care of us. So he would just take us to my grandma's house and drop us off, and she'll take care of us, which we did. So we didn't, and we were always told to stay inside, obviously, because there were no other. I don't think, and if they were, I don't think my grandma liked them. But so yeah, so I think that might have something to do with the way with how I'm so uh, so in awe of other people's literal existence, I guess. Maybe. I may just be drawing conclusions that aren't really there. Maybe all people are like this. You ever wondered that? You ever wondered that too? Okay? That you ever wondered that that everybody is like you, or that you're like everybody else, you know? Or at least for certain things. Like you ever just be uh reading a book, right? And do you ever wonder, do all people read like I do? You know? Do all people flip the page in the same way? And do all people hold the book the same way? Do all people have the same feeling that I do whenever I finish a book or whenever I find a book that's interesting to me? Or do you ever just do you ever just have a skill and start thinking, "Hey, I'm pretty good at this." But then you're like, "No, maybe everybody else is good at this too." And I just don't know that. Or I'm just not aware of that. You know? Cuz I do that too sometimes. I'll think of something, which is literally all I do, by the way. Every time I'm lagging on you, or like if you've made it this far, God bless your soul if you have. Honestly, you're a real one if you have. But anyways, um, literally all I do 24/7 is I think about shit. Okay? I'm just thinking 24/7. I just start writing stuff down. Like I did that a while ago, but I just stopped. Like writing my thoughts, my interesting thoughts down. But yeah, man. I just have so many. It's weird. Not to flex, but I gotta not to flex, but I got a lot of thoughts. Yeah. Get it? Because thoughts, THOTS, sounds exactly the same as thoughts, THOUGHTS. That's joke of the year right there. All right. Yeah. No, Rudy, there's a dead meme. Ignore that awkward voice crack when I was trying to do a mocking voice. All right. But yeah, you ever what was I saying? I don't know. But yeah, all I do is think all the time. And it's weird. It's really weird. God damn. So, I've been talking for almost exactly an hour now. And I figured that if I'm going to stop, I have to stop right around now. All right? So, I'm gonna start heading out, man. All right? Before I go, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the fucking to the fucking homie Clarissa, bro. Clarissa, if you're listening to this and you've made it this far, you the homie, bro. Cause okay, for everybody that wasn't there, I know for sure a couple other people were there, but I mentioned having a podcast or wanting to have a podcast, and they were like, it was literally nothing. I'm way overhyping this. I'm making this seem like it was way too cool a thing. But I was like, hey, dude, I want to start a podcast. And then they were like, dude, you have the voice for it. And I was like, yeah, I do. And they're like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. I should. And then fucking Clarissa's like, yeah, you should. And it was like, dude, I'm going to. And she's like, bet. And I was like, bet. And then, here I am. Almost 9 hours later. Probably over 9 hours later. Just having a podcast. Yeah, man. Have a podcast. All right. So the ideas I have for the podcast name are, as of now, Red Sweater, the Red Sweater podcast. Which would just be called Red Sweater, like Red Sweater, in parentheses podcast. No. Red Sweater in like bold italic Arial font, right? But in pink ish. Yeah, and like in pink, bold and italic Arial font, just saying Red Sweater. Right? Just imagine that. And in the background is like one of those old film camera pictures of a red sweater. Okay? I think that'd be pretty dope. Or the Brain Dead podcast, which, let's face it, if you've made it this far, then you know for sure that I'm 100% brain dead. Okay? I don't have a logical sense of thought whatsoever. Or if you have any other ideas, just let me know in the comments. You can... okay, yeah. Choose... Let me know in the comments which one you would want. The Brain Dead podcast or the Red Sweater podcast. Or if you have any other ideas, just hit me up in the comments, or I think I'll link my social media in the description. And yeah, peace out. Hope you all have a great day. And yeah, remember to always treat others the way that you treat yourself. All right. Love you, man. Later.